In a recent interview, Dr. Michael Greger of nutritionfacts.org revealed the best salt to use. There are so many different types of salt on the market, from grey Celtic salt to pink Himalayan to iodized, etc. Now, Dr. Greger doesn't recommend we add any salt to our food. However, for those who feel they need to add a bit of salt, he revealed the quote-unquote healthiest one to get for most people. Now, I say most people because there are a subset of the population who should definitely not use this type of salt. There's a strong caveat that comes at the end of the clip, so make sure to listen right to the end. A few years ago, a shocking statement came out that said in 2017, globally, excess dietary sodium is estimated to have caused over 3 million deaths and 70 million disability-adjusted life years. This is due to salt's impact on our blood pressure, increased stroke risk, heart attack and chronic kidney disease. High salt intake has also been associated with higher stomach cancer risk. But what if you feel you still need to add that salty kick to your food? Which salt should most of us use? Well, let's hear now from Dr. Greger.
And so we actually tend to be deficient in potassium. 98% of Americans don't even reach the recommended minimum daily intake of 4,700 milligrams of potassium. Most of us get way too much sodium. So instead of eating sodium chloride, which is just regular salt, we could have potassium chloride, which is potassium salt. And so you get the same salty taste without the whole dying thing. You know, this randomized control study, they took 5 veteran retirement homes and they randomized the kitchens to either regular salt or even half sodium chloride, potassium chloride, which you can't even tell the difference. So everything tasted the same. The only difference was the difference in salt. 40% less mortality, 40% drop. That one single itty-bitty dietary change, randomized controlled trial. That is serious business. And so wait a second, they didn't lose anything. Tasted just as salty. Okay, what's the downside? Well, so the reason this isn't used everywhere, why doesn't all the manufacturers and restaurants just switch over to it? If you have dysfunctional kidneys, if your kidneys aren't working well, then you can build up too much potassium in your blood. Normally, your kidneys just wash off any extra potassium. In fact, we probably evolved getting in excess of 10,000 milligrams, massive amounts of potassium every day, no problem. Our kidneys just wash it out. They're used to that. But let's say you have kidney dysfunction. Then you can build up dangerous levels of potassium in the bloodstream and have a problem. So if you're diabetic, if you're elderly, if you have anything that might suggest you might have inadequate kidney function, before you make that switch to potassium chloride, I really would like you get your kidney function tested. You can do that very easily with your medical professional and just make sure, because, kidney nephropathy is, rife among diabetics, and at a certain age, some people's kidney function starts to decline. You want to make sure you can handle it. Ironically, even people with kidney dysfunction actually may live longer switching to potassium chloride, even though there's a risk of excess potassium just because sodium is so damaging.
So just to reiterate, for those with known kidney disease, diabetes, heart failure, people on medications that impair potassium excretion, older adults and individuals with adrenal insufficiency should not use potassium chloride salt. As Dr. Greger mentioned, you can always ask your doctor to test your kidney function before switching over. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with Dr. Greger's assessment? Have any of you tried potassium chloride salt? Leave a comment below and I'll see you next time.